Hello, my darlings. Welcome to this reading for 2023. I've made numerous attempts to do this reading, and every time I tried it, it just didn't go. And it's interesting because I never force these things. I trust that when this message comes out, it comes out in divine timing. And I'm smiling because I'm here in one of my favorite coffee shops, having my little cafe creme while Cedric is doing capoeira. And it's the day after the full moon. And this full moon, the first full moon of 2023, I found it really, really powerful. And it was extremely bright. I actually went out to our garden thinking that I left a light on outside, and it wasn't on at all. It was the beaming light of the full moon. So let me go straight into this reading while I have my coffee here with ye. And maybe we're going to just start and just take a breath, first of all, for what 2022 brought in. And some of it was things that you really wanted, and some of the things were the things you didn't want. Just giving thanks for all of it, for the whole kit and caboodle of 2022. Because Indigo got us to go deep. It brought in some home truths. Now, we all want the truth, but sometimes the truth hurts, because when we know the truth, then we can no longer do the same, be the same, see things in the same light, because truth brings freedom. So I really feel that 2022, and you will really get to know this more and more as we move into 2023, that there was an aspect of 2022 that set you free. There were endings, there were new beginnings, there was a growing up, and really seeing that we actually are very powerful souls, because soul led the way, whether we wanted or not. And the human part of us just had to follow. In some cases, I know actually in my own, if you had told me this time last year that I would be living in Provence, I would have laughed at you. But actually, I really felt I had no control over what was being given, and I just had to follow, right? Yes, it was uncomfortable. But it was amazing at the same time. It was liberating. It was adventurous. And it required me, and it required, I'm sure, many of you in 2022, from where you're at, to walk in faith, right? And to trust like you've never trusted before. Actually, faith is another level of trust. And as a result of that, there were many blessings, because you allowed the divine to come in 100%. Have it deliver to you your unimagined life. And you may still be in that process, because we are now in this transition into the original, ancient, sacred, energetic new year, which begins on the 1st of February 2023. Right? So that's why you won't hear me saying Happy New Year. I just can't, I just can't, because I feel the new year isn't here. We're literally have passed into a new era. And 2023 I feel 2023 will be good to us, because it's gifting us with the violet ray, right? So the violet ray, this beautiful, rich, royal color, which is all about high ideals. So really no longer putting up with things, settling for mediocrity, excuses, holding yourself back, playing small. All that is going to go to the wayside, because violet is about your high ideals. It's about big ideas. It's about dreams that can come to fruition, even dreams beyond the mind, beyond, like this is what I talk about, the unimagined life. So it's exciting, right? How exciting is that? Now let me talk a little bit about violet. Violet is made up of red and blue. So red is associated with the leader, right? It's associated with the ego. So it's really balancing this year. It'll be also balancing that ego. It also is very much the earth, like grounding. So being grounded and connected into the heart of Mother Earth, into this new heart template. And then you have blue, which is the sky is the limit. Blue for me, when I think about the color blue, I really feel it's the soul, right? This is the year where we will move out of the opposites, the either or, right or wrong, separation, and we're going to move into unity, into oneness, into abundance, the balancing of the divine feminine and divine masculines coming together. So it feels like this, kind of like a gathering. So it's this, when you feel this wholeness, this togetherness, right? We're in this together. You are not alone, okay? So what Violet is going to ask is that, and you know, when I was really tuning in about it, you know, the one-liner, like what would sum up 2023? So like with the Violet energy, and it's like going beyond the norm. So if you are a soul, loves adventure, that you're all about bravery, being bold, rising above your limits, taking risks, because you're fully anchored now into this divine truth, and you know that the divine always, always has your highest good in mind, always. So the easiest thing for everybody this year is to choose love, right? Choose love. It's like, is this the most loving thing for me to do for myself? Is this the most loving act? Is this a sign that I love myself, I honor myself, I respect myself? Because actually, Violet is spiritual. Like Violet is highly spiritual, and it's going higher. It's like it is the highest soul's identity, the highest soul's path. So it's, you can only gain. You're not going to get anything less than. You will only get better. And so because it's spirituality and because of this frequency, it's so highly connected. And there's a sense of kind of honoring as well, honoring the soul, honoring the divinity in you, that it actually is the frequency of love, right? That pure, unconditional love, right? So this will require you to choose, right? So because we are humans, we have free will, right? So you've got to choose it. So just like we say Mother Mary, and I'll be talking about this next week. Mother Mary is going to be the divine feminine goddess accompanying us in 2023. And when Archangel Gabriel came to her and said, "You are the chosen one, and you are going to give birth to Jesus, the Son of God," and she said, you know, let it be so. And that was her permission. That was her yes for the plan, the divine plan to continue. So in this year of what's available to us all, you have got to choose. You've got to decide, right? So it's you're going to be asked to be more conscious, right? To really not just say, but to know and act about this, about choosing to go with the divine plan, the highest divine plan, and knowing that everything is working out in divine and perfect order, right? So it's, and in fact, what I really know about the divine is that, yes, it might ask a lot of you to, you know, to trust more, to go beyond the limits, to no longer fit in, to do things that you maybe would have never thought you would have done. But what that will lead you to is it takes you to better, bigger, brighter, and abundant plans. And I can really see that for myself, and I can see that in my Divinely Prosper community, whereby literally, I mean, I've spent I think last year was a big year for everybody. Like when we did the review of the year, a lot were saying, yes, it was, it was up and down. And a big part of the year that I was doing last year was holding the energy, bringing them back in, reminding them. And now, actually, what I'm seeing is the miracles are happening. It's like, oh my God, you won't believe this. Oh my God, Marcy, you're right. It's so true. I don't believe it. You couldn't make this up. And this is 2023 for you if you choose it and align with the highest divine plan. Okay. So 2023 is about going beyond the norm, right? What you have been told by society and culture is it's going to be questioned. It's like, because some of those things that we've been told, they're limiting, they're restrictive, they're safe. So it's really going to be a year of defining moments, deciding moments. It's going to be a year where we will be asked to choose between the mainstream, the fitting in, the cultural norms, or actually being bolder, daring to take that bolder, more authentic way, doing the things that, I know for me with France, for example, I always knew I was going to live in France, but I had said that we'd move to France when, the kids would be older. And the divine had a different plan. And I remember going like, I don't want to do this because it was huge. It was absolutely huge. We had just, we were 3 years in Ireland, but I didn't have a choice. I had to give way to the divine plan. And oh my God, I'm waking up here every day going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, living my unimagined life. And this is available for every single one of us. Okay. But it requires us to let go of the logic, right? To take risks, to be less safe, but actually will bring in more freedom, more abundance, more joy, just a more, I think, connected way of living. So because this spiritual year, it's like there is going to be spiritual development, being called more to step into your own spiritual authority. There will also be a lot of this, which is one thing that I've even said in Divinely Prospered, that there is no hierarchy. So any of the kind of hierarchies that, I tell you what to do, that's going to fall away because you know what's best for you. And when you're blessed amongst the right people and in the right environment, you will start to trust more and more what you do know, like that inner knowing that's always there, because every single one of us are intuitively connected, bright, beautiful souls, right? And this is going to be living in real time, right? So it's going to be really bringing in this spiritual way of being and doing in everyday life, right? In your experiences, in your relationships, in your career, in your business. So you're no longer relying solely on logic and reason and science, because that'll only take you so far. But you really are embracing this mystical, spiritual and magical aspect of life that's always there, and that's always unconditional love, and that's always got your highest good in mind. It's like it will never fail you, right? Never, ever fail you. So when you mix, when you bring in more, and I mean, this is what I do a lot in my work. It's like when people work with me on their business, they think we're like, get into the business. And we always have to go to the energy. We always have to go to the healing. We're tuning into the soul of the business, the energy of the business, the container, the name. We are really working the diva of the business. We're working with the energy first. When you work with the energy, it's like, it's, to be honest, it's actually like having a car, that you're filling the car with the fuel first, so that when you turn on the ignition, the car can move because it's got the fuel. And so this is really what this year is about. It's really coming back what the ancients knew, that everything started with energy, right? Feeling in, tuning in, checking in. This is what this year is going to give you. And I feel you'll enjoy it. I feel it'll be a year of like discovery, oh, wouldn't it be nice? Oh my God. Like this kind of magic, this wonder, right? This year is also a choice point. So it's going to be a year of like it's integrating everything, integrating all of it, every single thing, because we're also in this year. And it's a significant big year because we are in the new era. We're entering into this new 18-year cycle, right? And this new 18-year cycle is it literally is a new era. So nobody will be allowed to do the things that they, the same as like the new, normally the new year traditionally is the 1st of January. And this year I got very strongly, it's like, no, you can no longer do your soul color ritual program, which I normally do from the 1st to the 12th of January every year. That is no longer suited to the new era. It is that we're moving. It's like, yeah, you've moved, like shifted. It's a shifting. We've shifted into the real, true divine energies. And it's the 1st of February. And when I went with this, I was like, oh my God, right? I'm going to go with that. So the 1st of February, I'll be doing the 12-day ritual. And then I realized actually that the 1st of February is when St. Bridget is being given a bank holiday in Ireland, that she's really being recognized as the divine feminine goddess. So it's like you just can't make these things up. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So it's like you trusting that if it doesn't feel right, there's a divine reason. So just because you did it before doesn't mean that you have to keep on doing it. Okay. So this is really a year of consciousness, like really being conscious. And what it's going to do is that it's really recognizing that there is no separation. There's no you or I. There's no either or. It's like it's the we. It's like we is belonging. And this will really, really enhance your journey, your life experience, your life, your interactions, rather than hinder it. Okay. So I am really, really excited about this year for the world. Okay. Because I really feel that it's coming, this, I don't know if we've all been waiting. And I think also to be aware that when you hear out in the media about, the fear mongering, it's like, that's also not true. Because what I'm being shown and what a lot of my fellow spiritual women around me are also being shown is it's going to be a heaven on earth. It's going to be the most amazing world that you are going to go, oh my God, this is incredible. I know for me this year personally will be an important one for me because violet is the color that I have been born with. So anybody that has violet in their soul's blueprint, this is going to be an important year for you as well. So I'd suggest you become really clear with violet. Like I have this kind of a violet scarf on me. Because the color in, have that color around you. Violet also is purification, clears the way. It really brings you to great places, right? So it's intuitive, it's spiritual, and it's manifesting power building. That's really what the violet is. So, and it's really like it's going to be like a skyrocket, right? Like taking off. So this is what I'm feeling even for myself. I feel like the word that I got for this year for me was expansion. So what this year is going to say to you is that, of what Violet wants to say to you, is that this is the year where you are going to open up more and more to intuitive ways of being, bringing in that uh, intuition into your life, into your work, into your business, and into your spiritual journey, right? Because it's a year of spiritual growth. So if I was to use kind of an analogy of what this year is going to teach us, it's about creating that plan, right? And writing it down, because there's something in writing it down. Then having that sense maybe of the how it might work out. Like I would go, okay, how would that work out? How would that look like? And then at the same time having the wisdom and the ability to loosen the grip and the control and the need to have it this way and that way. The fixed ideas, loosen that so that you can flow and let it all unfold, right? It's inviting in that wonder, which I talked about earlier as well, the playfulness, like playing. In fact, I think this life here, it's like an act. It's like watching a movie, and each person and each situation that's coming into our movie is there for a reason, right? So it's really about letting the divine woo you this year. How would you like to do that? To let the divine woo you. Okay. So you may, so it's all very fine, me saying this, but you may feel that, that some of you watching this, that you have some pressures around you from, from what you're experiencing, because it is really like the kind of chrysalis phase of that butterfly, that if you've really watched to see the transformation from that caterpillar into the butterfly, there was a huge transformation that's happening, right? So it's now about releasing any of the world and the cultural conditioning, ancestral conditioning. There's a lot of ancestral healing that will also be going on this year. Any fixed identities that you've created about yourself, anything about, rules, right? Doing things according to the rules, accepting the mainstream that you need, you would need a well plan for success in any kind of endeavor or commercial venture. It's like, if you are really going to stay true to that way of being, then I'd say good luck, right? Because really nothing is fixed. Everything has a moving part. And when you loosen the grip and you have this intention, it's also too, it's like being more intentional and allowing and partnering with the divine and allowing, knowing, believing that no matter what is going on, it's like, yeah, but this and something better, right? So it's really about having that plan, having that maybe idea, and being open to how it wants to form, right? In magical ways, right? So it is about coming back to this, like, wouldn't it be nice? I would say this a lot with my clients and in Divinely Prosper, and it creates, miracles. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice that if this year your mind was blown and you were taken to a whole other hologram of reality? So this year is going to, so if you're willing, I think you've got to be willing, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So this year you need to be willing to let go of your ideas of how it's going to work out, to really letting it go into the hands of the divine, to say, okay, I want this, I have this idea, what is kind of the lifestyle that I want, How do I want to be living? What do I want to be? How do I want to be feeling? How do I want to be spending my time? It's just like, what would that look like? Just start musing and writing that down and going, how would that work out? Like just playing around with the ideas and then allowing it, letting actually the image I'm being given as I'm talking is that this plan that you've written on your piece of paper has magic, has all this golden magic. It feels like that it's writing on its own, that it's been written and it's coming to life. So letting those words, letting those ideas literally come to life, right? So I think that's mainly it, really. It's like what you'll be asked for in order for this magic, amazing year that's here is that you are going to move outside the plan, move away from any socially accepted norms, become a freedom seeker, a lover of life, breaking free maybe from traditions that no longer resonate, let go of, and these are the kind of things that the divine would be asking you to let go of, like letting go of playing small, squashing yourself down, fitting in, giving your power away to the intellect over intuition. So do you see, you've nothing to worry about because you're only going to give away the things that are just not like that are just too small for you, right? Because you were bigger. Okay. So for you as the, to work with the mind, to work with the human part of us and the spirit of us, because we're really working with the spirit this year. It's like, yes, what that will require when you let go of all of that, it will require courage. But I know you've got oodles of courage, conviction. It's going to ask for faith in your heart and your soul desires. And it's going to also require you to let nature take its course, letting it and allowing it to unfold in divine perfect order. Receiving support. So receiving us will be something that will be important this year. So this is really about working with energy, with the energy of everyday living, right? That spiritual energy, with that life force, right? That is the source to everything, right? Everything that you desire, no matter what it is, it's connecting into divine source. Like we've been told, source, like this is a source, like we're talking, we talk about that word source, like divine source is in everything. It's in, we call it like, our source of income, the source of in relation to water, these kind of things. Is like this divine source is there for you and you are being called to step into it. All right. So I am hosting on Monday, starting on Monday, this gathering, which I've been clearly given guidance to host next week, specifically to support you in, I think, in being available and being initiated into a higher dimension so that you can see beyond the norm, so that you can see beyond what's in front of you. And I feel that like next week, it's going to be a magical week. It's going to be, it feels like a coming home. It's just like, oh my God, where you feel you're loved just for being you without any condition. You're accepted, you're honored. And I feel that there'll be some clarity that will come in during the 5 days. So it's 5 days, but it's 3 days where I'll be coming in doing the Zoom live. So there'll be Monday will be the opening up of the energy, and it's 7 p.m. Irish on Zoom. Wednesday And then Friday will be closing of the energy. And I think it'll be could be a great way for you to just come together and be in the energy. I think be in the energy because 2023 is actually about energy, right? So if you're not signed up already, there's a link in these notes of this video, and come and join us. And if you can't join live, you can watch the replay. There's also a Facebook group. So yeah, so that's it, my loves. And I'm so excited to share next week about our 2023 goddess, which is Divine Mother. I mean, you couldn't get a better one. You couldn't get a better one. So I'm sending you so much love, and here's to an amazing new 18-year cycle, new era, and new energy, beautiful violet energy of 2023. Take care.